I've kind of stated multiple times that I really enjoy the console wars. I think they can be funny. I think they can be entertaining. I like the fact that there's a lot of open discussion and back and forth. Of course, it has to be within the parameters of being something that realistically isn't going too far, but I still think they're a great thing. The one thing, you kind of look at stuff like review bombing of big exclusive games just because they're exclusive or just because, you maybe don't have exclusive on your preferred platform or whatever. I think that that's a little bit maybe silly. But I still think, obviously gamers are going to continue to do these things that just honestly make absolutely no sense. And this is one of them. Like, for me personally, I get it. Horizon Forbidden West, huge game, really fun, gorgeous. People are seeing all these screenshots. Xbox fans and even Xbox like apologists and things like that are out there making videos asking Microsoft, "Hey, where's the games?" Like they couldn't see that this year's lineup was going to be sparse to start the year. I mean, I can't be the only one that saw that. So it is a little bit unfortunate when we see these type of things happen and people act surprised by it. For me personally, it wasn't a surprise. Microsoft had their games announced. They weren't gonna come out with some kind of announcement in January or February for games in January, February, and March. That just wasn't gonna happen. What they had is what they had. But going out and review bombing, I just think that that's really not a good look, and I think that also the fact of the matter is that at the end of the day, it happens on both sides, that's for sure. But I just think that it's silly regardless, and I hope that we get past that as fans or fanboys or whatever you want to consider yourself. But I do want to get into this video. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Crap Gamer, and of course, this is Crap Gamer Reviews, your home for gaming news, opinions, reviews, and much more. You'll probably notice a few changes around here, but that shouldn't stop you from giving us a like and possibly even consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. Thank you so much for choosing to spend some of your free time with me today. It really does mean a lot. I'm very thankful for you guys. I know how busy you are, family, friends, wife, kids, husbands, whoever, work, school, and I'm just very grateful that you guys stop by and things like that. So thank you guys very much. Now, when it does come to what Microsoft and Sony are doing, I think that they're both doing some impressive things, but I also think that it was quite obvious that when Sony was delaying their games last year that were supposed to come out, that they were going to have an absolutely fantastic year this year, and that's pretty much been the case. I mean, I don't want to sound like a jerk, but I mean, it was pretty obvious. I mean, we got Halo and Forza, and we've got at the end of the year, and people just kind of like are quick to forget about those. Maybe because it's just more Halo and Forza, but I don't understand the thought process behind that, because when I brought this stuff up years ago, people kind of just made fun of me and said that I was wrong and all this kind of stuff. So it is a little bit strange, but at the end of the day, I think this whole kind of situation is a little bit odd. But the fact that people are sort of review bombing this game for no reason, apparently. Like, how do you give a game like that a 0 rating? I don't get it. It wouldn't be a major video game release without gamers exhibiting embarrassing behavior. Horizon Forbidden West has been quietly racking up disproportionately negative reviews on Metacritic overnight. While it's still holding a steady overall user score, a string of 0 out of 10s are obviously beginning to look disingenuous. Many of you recall The Last of Us Part 2 amid an eye-rolling social media scandal faced similar fate. Of course, there's no targeting campaign against Aloy's sophomore outing this time. It's just people being silly. Probably probably quote-unquote the biggest disappointment in a while, one user wrote. Of an 80 or so hour game, less than 24 hours after its release, I had very high expectations. The story is bland and unimaginative. The gameplay is boring. Even the lauded graphics are underwhelming. Really dropped the ball here. After the aforementioned Last of Us Part 2 saga, Metacritic did pledge alterations to its user score system, with the goal of being to prevent this from happening again. Unfortunately, it looks like 2 years later, nothing has really changed. Of course, we all know that the user score on the website is a complete waste of time, but it still may influence less engaged players, and it looks like Horizon Forbidden West rating is taking a battering. Of course, the title is not without criticism. The platforming is finicky, and there's your usual open world jankiness at times, but according to this article, which I'll link, it's a phenomenal game. Listen, I've been playing it. It's a really, really phenomenal game. Like, honestly, it is. It's a great game. People are loving it. I'm seeing the screenshots all over the place with the things that they were able to kind of go and do. And you know what? This is a really kind of a big deal. This is a huge deal for people, and I think that it's going to continue to be a huge deal for gamers and fans, and the fact that people are kind of reacting so negatively. Like as of the time of doing this video, there's like almost 500. There's over 567 negative reviews. Now, to keep this into perspective, when I started this video, right, I went to the Metacritic page. There was 477 negative reviews, basically 0 out of 10. I just refreshed it within the 5-minute span, and there's 567 negative reviews, 0 out of 10. So as you can see, there is a lot of negative reviews going in, and it's going to keep growing that way. And I don't really understand it. For me personally, how could have anybody, first of all, if you just got this game, it's so lengthy, how could have anybody finish it? Second of all, how could anybody give it a 0? Like a zero's, like even if you played Crossfire X on Xbox, right, which is a really lousy game, I wouldn't give it a 0, right? And it is kind of broken, right? Like those, like a score of like 3, 4, 5, these are sort of a score that you give to a game that is absolutely broken, unplayable, has so many issues that you can't even progress in the game. I think, and that's the type of score that you would give that to. But the fact of the matter is, this is really just one of those things that I don't understand how it's getting such bad review scores, other than the fact that it could be possible jealous gamers, doing that. And again, that doesn't make any sense, because listen, and I've been saying this on Twitter. Look, you went 700 and some days between AAA exclusives from Microsoft. They released Halo, they released Forza. They have big releases starting towards the end of this year, and going into next year, it looks like we're going to finally get that amazing one big game every quarter. It looks like Avowed shaping up, Hellblade 2 shaping up, and we're going to get more announcements. It sounds cliche to say wait to E3, but honestly, no more bait and switch, no more any of that kind of stuff, no more crying wolf. I think this is the year we get all the gameplay, we get all the stuff that we've been waiting for, and that's going to be a fantastic thing. People should be excited by that. People should be happy about that. People should just be, in general, excited for the future of both of these platforms. It just, honestly, I'm blown away by what we've seen so far from, Sony, what we've seen from Microsoft. It's time for Microsoft to bring it, and I think that they're going to, right? Like, they're going to bring it. They have no choice but to bring it. And that's exactly what is the exciting part about this whole situation, right? They're gonna bring it. They're gonna talk about it. They're gonna do all this kind of stuff, and that's exactly what they should do. There's nothing wrong with showing the games. Yes, I get why Starfield's not being showed, but I also don't understand why you don't talk about some of this other stuff. I think you have to be there to showcase to your fans what they can expect in the future, and that's maybe a little bit where Microsoft has dropped the ball. With that being said, I want to take a minute to say thank you guys very much. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, Crap Gamer 'em up. Thank you so much for watching. Crap Gamer out.